So, good morning. Good morning, dear attendees. Welcome to the first edition of the Mediterranean Symposium on Landslides, Slope Stability Problems in Stiff Clays and Flysch Formations. My name is Luca Comegna, and as chair of the technical committee, I'm particularly pleased to present the illustrious personalities who will open the event, who are in the order: the member of the promoting, organizing a scientific committee of the Mediterranean Symposium on Landslides and also chair of the joint technical committee on natural slopes and landslides of the Federation of International Geoengineering Societies, Prof. Luciano Picarelli. Good morning, Prof. Picarelli.
Good morning.
And the member of the promoting, organizing and scientific committees of the Mediterranean Symposium on Landslides, full professor of engineering geology at the Università di Milano Bicocca, Prof. Giovanni Crosta. Good morning, Prof. Crosta.
Good morning, everybody.
And also the president of the Italian National Group of the International Association for Engineering, Geology and the Environment, senior researcher at the National Research Council GeoHazard Monitoring Group, Professor Daniele Jordan. Good morning, Professor Jordan.
Good morning to everybody.
The president of the Italian Geotechnical Society, full professor of geotechnical engineering at the Mediterranean University of Reggio Calabria, Professor Nicola Moraci. Good morning.
Good morning.
And also the chair of the organizing and scientific committees of the Mediterranean Symposium on Landslides, full professor of geotechnical engineering at the Università di Napoli Federico II, Professor Gianfranco Orciuoli. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, thanks. And I leave the floor to Professor Picarelli so that he could start the opening session. Enjoy the symposium and see you later.
Dear colleagues, I will start this 3 days meeting wishing to all of you good morning and good health, in spite of all viruses that fly in the air, probably jealous of our friendship and of our wish to stay together. It is long time that we cuddle the idea to gather into common scientific initiatives, people who live around the Mediterranean basin, sharing a long history of beautiful interactions, but also of long and tremendous wars. Now that the world seems smaller and smaller, and that new problems are rising, threatening the entire mankind, we should be well aware that we need a new era of peace in order to put on the table and to solve the serious problems we have. Think about the alarming issues raised by the effects of the climate change and to all matters concerned with the defense of the environment. It is long time that I believe that national scientific meetings have had their day. Why stopping our scientific discussions at the borders of our countries? Seems to me illogical and out of time. In my opinion, this is the right time for regional, more than international or continental meetings, in which people who live in well-defined regions having common problems can discuss about such problems and around the tools to solve them. Looking at the wide region where we live, the Mediterranean basin, it is characterized by a common geological history and by often similar geomorphological context with similar climate and land use over large areas. This leads to similar land stability problems. Launching the idea to set up periodic regional meetings on land stability that, notice, many countries in this area have never organized, is the first reason for such a proposal. But watch, often insurmountable borders can not only separate people with different languages, but also people with different world views. I'm speaking about the borders that often separate physicians and mathematicians and geologists, or even geologists and geotechnical engineers. And this because of the lack of a common language, or too bad, because of a stupid competition, while a strong cooperation is needed for the reasons I have shortly reminded. Our initiative has been conceived also and just as an opportunity to establish or strengthen scientific relationships between different cultural backgrounds as physics, geology, hydrology, hydraulics, geotechnics, and so on. This is the second reason that pushed us, Giovanni Gallo and me, to undertake the proposed way and to promote this meeting. Finally, I would focus on the fact that in the wide region where we live, slope stability problems very often concern natural formations as hard argillaceous soils or rocks and flysch deposits, the behavior of which is not easily covered by the models that have been developed in soil mechanics and in rock mechanics. This is an important key issue that almost 50 years ago was raised by my masters Arrigo Croce, Franco Esu, Arturo Pellegrino, Giovanni Calabresi, and Beniamino Delia through some visionary initiatives that unfortunately lost vigor with time. Working on these formations is the third reason for this proposal. I strongly hope that this meeting will be successful, encouraging all of us to continue the journey that we are undertaking. Thanks to all of you behind your screens. Thank you. And now Giovanni Costa should.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Luciano, for your welcome words. And I just want to thank you all the people for participating to this conference. At the beginning, we were a little bit worried about the possible success, but I think that we are going to have 3 interesting days that will try to put together various communities. So the main subject, as suggested by Luciano, was to put together an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary community, and to avoid that the same subject with slightly different objectives and methods would be analyzed by different communities in a completely separate way. So the idea was to try to put together, or to have a global view, to be interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and to force a little bit more than usual a cooperation between academics, professionals, and the different communities and associations. So in a certain way, the conference has been thought without boundaries, both in geographical and in we can say in materials and methods. In a certain way, rocks and soils do not have boundaries, and so this is a major point to try to put together a new effort between different communities and between different countries. The other thing is that in the next future we want to push a little bit more, and that is the idea mainly from Luciano, to push again on this kind of conference and to try to force also other countries to follow the same kind of invitation. We want also to remember that 2 special issues have been organized for this conference, one on the Engineering Geology Journal and one on the Italian Geotechnical Association Journal. And I think that also this is a kind of success for this conference. So thank you for your participation. I hope to see you during these next 3 days.
Daniele Jordan, it's up to you.
So, thank you. So as president of the Italian National Group of the IIG, so the International Association for Engineering, Geology and Environment, I'm very proud to be here at this exciting opening ceremony of the first Mediterranean Symposium on Landscape. As you know, the IIG represents a global network aimed to promote and encourage the advancement of engineering geology through technological activity and research, and to collect, evaluate, and disseminate the results of engineering geology activities worldwide. For this reason, the Italian National Group decided to support this symposium from the beginning, and then even the president of the IIG, Professor Iig President, agreed to endorse it. I'm also pleased now to bring greetings and best wishes from this excellent job from Professor Iig President, who intends to support other future similar initiatives. Now that we can finally appreciate the results of the hard work done by the scientific and technical committees, I have to make a special thanks to Professor Luciano Piccarelli and Giovanni Crosta that had this great idea and supported the organization of this event, even among many difficulties that unfortunately characterized the last year. Due to COVID restriction, we cannot meet in Naples, that was the most beautiful city of our country. Still, I'm sure that this is only the first of a long list of symposia, and we will have future opportunity to start again to meet and discuss our research interests. Now, we have to concentrate our attention to this symposium and its main topics. The Mediterranean is historically considered a place where different cultures and backgrounds have the opportunity to meet and share experiences and opinions, which is exactly what we are doing here now. So this symposium is, I think, an excellent opportunity for a high-level technical meeting on essential topics related to slope instabilities, monitoring solutions, and remedial works. We know that the climate change represents a strong challenge for our community, and that slope instability are one of the most critical natural processes of our environment. And I think that for this reason, this meeting represents a great opportunity that we have to sustain and encourage for making stronger connection and improve the resilience of the scientific community that has to be ready to compete with the challenges that the evolution of our environment would pose in front of us. You know, the COVID emergency emphasized, unfortunately, several cultural and political divisions, but also allow us to realize that we are a unique, large community and that we have to work together to create a better future. I think that this scientific meeting is a clear example of that the cooperation is possible and we must do it for next generations. So, since the time is running, I want to finish my short introduction, hoping that all of you could enjoy the symposium. I'm sure that we will have the possibility to meet again in the next future. And from the IIG Italian National Group, thanks once again to Professor Piccarelli and Crosta. Enjoy the meeting and all the best for all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniele. And now, Nicola Moraci.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As president of Italian Geotechnical Society, one of my missions is to promote and disseminate the geotechnical engineering knowledge. For this reason, I accepted with great pleasure the invitation of the organized scientific committee to this interesting symposium. Landslides are one of the most insidious hazards, causing loss of human life, a huge socio-economic disaster. Catastrophic landslides are widely distributed throughout the world with a great concentration in mountains area. They have an overall impact on a global scale. Recently, mass movement in many Mediterranean countries have become common natural phenomena and have caused considerable damage and economic losses. At present, the Italian territory is exposed to about 500,000 of potential and existing landslides and has the highest landslide risk in Europe. Indeed, examining the element at risk in Italy, it can be possible to observe that more than 5 million of people live in landslide hazard zone. This symposium deals with slope stability problem in stiff clays and flysch formation. This topic is particularly relevant in Italy and the Mediterranean countries, where fine-grained deposits extensively outcrop, and as consequence, slow-moving landslide and earth flows commonly occur. Several research have been studying the behavior of stiff clays and flysch deposits that cannot be easily interpreted by basic law of soil and rock mechanics. This class of materials further complicate the landslide risk assessment and the design of risk mitigation structures. Then it is evident that a consistent follow-up of this topic can be provided only analyzing three main aspects: landslide predisposing and triggering factors, landslide investigation, monitoring and analysis, mitigation measures, and the interaction between landslides and man-made works. Indeed, it's not a coincidence that the symposium was divided into three sections, each dealing with the just mentioned aspects. Owing to the spread of this phenomena and the associated risks, my hope is that researchers, professionals, and stakeholders of Mediterranean countries can engage themselves in a continuous exchange of data and ideas for finding common landslide risk mitigation strategies. Therefore, it's a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome all of you to the fifth Mediterranean Symposium on Landslides. I am sure that all of you will find the author's contribution very interesting and stimulating, and the discussion fruitful. Thank you for your kind attention and enjoy this symposium.
Thank you, Nicola. And now the last word to the chairman of the scientific committee, Gianfranco Cioli.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to have the opportunity to close this opening session before starting this symposium. First of all, on behalf of all members of the scientific and organizing committees, I would like to express my great pleasure in welcoming all of you and in hosting the first Mediterranean Symposium on landslides that was programmed to be held in Naples at the University of Naples Federico II, but for the pandemic emergency will take place online. The Mediterranean basin is an area with similar geological characteristics and similar problems of land instability. For this reason, we identified the landslides in structurally complex soils as one of the common problems of the Mediterranean countries, requiring cooperative Euro-Mediterranean activities. The symposium is one of the few regional events in the field of geotechnics and earth science in view of the advancing frontiers of research and the increasing importance of international collaboration. I strongly felt that that the regional symposium and regional events are a very, very important occasion for collaboration. The symposium is not only a given and take information exchange, but it's also an occasion to promote harmony between different scientific groups from neighboring countries sharing the same problems. I hope that the group of researchers participating in this symposium will continue to develop a joint initiative in the near future. The organization of the symposium provides for 3 days, during which all topics concerning landslides in stiff clays and flesh will be treated with geological setting, triggers and mechanism in the first day, investigation and analysis in the second day, interaction between infrastructures and slopes, remedial measure in the third days. The scientific program consists of 3 special lectures, 7 invited lectures, and many presented papers. So after presentation, question and answer session are planned, coordinated and fed by conveners. Therefore, I invite all the attendees to participate actively in the work, bringing their contribution of idea and experience to the discussion. Proceeding will be printed for the most part in a special issue of the Italian Geotechnical Journal for the most part, and in a special issue of engineering geology as regard the special lecture and invited lecture and a small number of selected papers. I would like to close my speech by expressing my sincere wish to the success of the symposium and for all participants to discover new opportunities in the still growing area of research on landslides. Thank you very much for your attention and enjoy the works.
Okay, thank you. And so we could say to the attendees that we wait for you for the next session at 9:35 for the special lecture given by Professor Carlo Doglioni, Mediterranean Geodynamics as a Global Laboratory of Depolarized Plate Tectonics. See you in a few minutes. Thank you.